Liberal MNA Jennifer MACCARONE, along with Dawson students, were in Quebec City today, this morning, to present the petition to the National Assembly. So this petition demanded that the CAQ reverse their decision about funding a much-needed expansion at Dawson College. So nearly 20,000 people signed it, though really they'd been hoping for 30,000 signatures. And there was a particular reason to close the petition and present it today. We're going to find out more with Jennifer MACCARONE, who is a Liberal MNA for Westmount St. Louis, and she is on the line. Hello, Madame MACCARONE.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for your time today. So let's start there. What was the particular reason to do this today?
It was important that we deposited the petition in advance of the government depositing their budget, which is going to happen next Tuesday. So this gives the government an opportunity to revise their decision, which was already revised, right? Let's make that clear. Yeah. In December 2020, the government actually prioritized the Dawson expansion project in their Bill 66, and now they've rescinded that decision. So clearly there's an opening for them to once again review the decision that they have made and go back to what their original plan was and treat all students, including those at Dawson, equally.
I mean, I'm so glad that you pointed that out, because that is really the ridiculousness of this. They'd already agreed to it. They reversed the decision, and now we want them to reverse the reverse decision. And the bottom line is this is very much needed, and it doesn't just affect Anglophone students. It affects Allophone, Anglophone, and Francophone students. Maybe you can talk to us a bit about why this expansion is so needed at Dawson.
Well, 100%. This is not a language issue. The CAQ is turning this into a linguistic issue. They're the ones that are playing politics on the backs of our students. The reality is that this expansion project is hugely necessary to meet the needs of the current student population at Dawson, over 11,000 square meters of space that's required, and not just for any program, for their healthcare programs. So it's a big slap in the face for all Quebecers, because what we're saying is that we don't see the sense of urgency in the required to graduate these students, regardless of the public institution that they attend. Dawson should not be held to a different standard than any of the other universities or CJAD institutions in the province. It's important that the same rules and regulations apply to them as well. And that's not what the government is doing. It sets a very dangerous precedent in terms of any other decisions that they can make going forward.
Yeah, this idea that they want to prioritize Francophone institutions makes no sense whatsoever when you're talking about, radiation and nursing specifically, knowing that the sad state of affairs our health system is in. Madame MACCARONE, what about the fact that we only got just shy of 20,000 signatures when 30,000 was the goal? What do you make of that? Honestly, 20,000 signatures in 2 weeks is phenomenal. Yeah,
As an MNA, it's huge. I have deposited petitions that have had close to 50,000 signatures. These are unusual. Petitions that have 20,000 signatures is unusual. You don't see that. But the fact that the students were able to do this in a 2-week period is extraordinary. Imagine the number of signatures they could have gotten if this petition had been online for 3 months, like other petitions that have made it up to the $50,000 signature mark. It's testament to the fact that the community is committed and that it's an important issue. It's not something to be ignored. 20,000 people in 2 weeks is a big deal.
It is. And I didn't mean to minimize that, but I can't help but nonetheless be a little disappointed. It's like I was hoping we were going to hit that 30,000 mark. Tell us a little bit about the passion of the students that were there with you today, because you've seen firsthand, I've seen on the news just how dedicated they are to this cause.
Absolutely. And I think it goes without saying that these students give me hope. If there's anything that I do here at the National Assembly, it's always the goal, and anything that you do when you work as a politician is for the benefit of your citizens and for the benefit of the future and the individuals that are going to inherit everything that we're doing today. They give me hope because they've shown me that we have a succession plan, and it's a succession plan for people that are going to be coming to take on political roles, making changes for the world. And these are people that are engaged, very committed, extremely well-spoken, very dedicated. I applaud their efforts. And this is just one of many initiatives that they have done and that they're going to continue to do to protect their school, to protect their students, and to protect the future of the students who wish to attend Dawson.
We're speaking.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. We were speaking with Liberal M&A Jennifer MACCARONE. So tell us how it went down at the National Assembly today when you presented the petition. How did it go, and now what?
The presenting of the petition, I think, of course, it's always going to raise the eyebrows of the government. So the CAC, we're not sure where they're going to stand on that because they don't have a right to reply when you deposit a petition in the National Assembly. I will be convening them to a work session in commission to give them an opportunity to debate it with me. But ultimately, again, they have an opportunity to do the right thing. Tuesday is the deposit of the budget. They have all the power and all the time to reverse their reversed decision and support the students in an equitable fashion. This is about what's fair. It's about not treating any students in the province differently. And so I think that they have an opportunity to do it right. How are they going to react? Only time will tell. But I remain hopeful because I think ultimately the Premier needs to show that he's not the Premier of just some Quebecers, but he's the Premier of all Quebecers.
Yeah, I feel like there's a fundamental lack of understanding that. I think what I want to finish with here, just with regards to how this went down at the National Assembly today, and again, I feel like I'm going to come across as a bit of a joy kill, but just bear with me. It is Wednesday. The budget comes out on Tuesday. Is it realistic to hope that they might turn things around and allocate some funds in this budget?
They could certainly surprise us. I think it's anybody's game at this point. They could certainly do the right thing. It is an election year, and the reality is that there's many Anglophones, many Francophones, and many Allophones that attend Dawson and their families. This is going to have a ripple effect. So if they really want to bring the voice forward of their citizens, and that's all the citizens, because Dawson is home to many students from many regions of many different backgrounds, it's in their best interest to listen to what the community is telling them. That's what they were elected to do. So my fingers are crossed. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but I think that a world without hope is not a world that I'm going to live in. And so I'm going to continue to ensure that the government knows that we're here, that the students are here, and that their decision is one that is inappropriate and that they do have the power to change.
Ooh. I like that. I just got a little shiver down my spine in the best possible way. Thank you. What a great note to end on. We're rooting for you in this regard and others. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.